This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. What's going on, party people? Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. It is your boy Smooth. That is Smooth with 3 O's. It is Wednesday. We are back 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We here. Glad to have y'all. Make sure y'all go ahead and tell a friend, and tell their friends, to even tell people they don't even know that the platform sports talk show is going down right now. Make sure y'all go ahead and show us some love all across social media. Give us a follow on Facebook, on the X, on Instagram. Yep, we live right now on that Insta. And of course, go on YouTube, subscribe, and click on that bell. So anytime we go live, you will be notified. And, if y'all want us to come out to do an event, sporting event, of course, get some interviews going, or for us to even just set up shop and do a live show at a amazing facility or rooftop or whatever it is, shoot us an email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. We'll make it happen, and we'll do our thing. If y'all can't, check out the show visually because y'all may be driving, doing some things. It's cool. You can let everyone know. They can go to hot365radio.com or via the app, iOS/Android. Just put in, once again, Hot365 Radio, and you'll be good to go. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Hot365 Radio. You can catch the most recent show every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, once again on Hot 365 Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month, we have Ladies Night. Shouts out to Bunny, the host. She would not be on tonight. She said that the household right now is a little bit, a little bit out there, under the weather. So she would not be available tonight, but prayers up to her family. Shouts out to Annie, who's been doing an incredible job holding things down, to the wifey, which as of tomorrow, we are celebrating 4 years, y'all. Our 4th year anniversary goes down tomorrow. So I love you, wifey. Thank you for all you've done for the show. Of course, to Joe, who has been gone for quite some time, taking care of not just one, but 2 little ones in the Boulder County household. So shouts out to Joe as well. Then every last Wednesday of the month, you have the Man Cave with the host Stan, baby. Then you have Rio. Shouts out to T-Bone, to the blackest man in radio and on TV and maybe in life, Craig Black. Then we have Sadal, the selector. Just an incredible crew, man. These fellas be holding things down, and it's truly where anything can go down. Outside of the sports talk show, we have Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. So make sure y'all go ahead right now on YouTube and put in Smooth Conversations. Once again, Smooth with 3 O's. And like, subscribe, check out all the shows that are archived on the page. It's truly an amazing thing that I'm doing there. So check that out. And then every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, whether it is a live show or the best of Smooth Conversations, it will be on KBDR Beat District Radio. Go to the website, districtradio.com, or download the app on the App Store or on Google Play. So no excuses, y'all. Check out Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. And one more promo, y'all. This Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Man Cave presents the pre-fight show. We have an amazing fight coming up, y'all. Going down this weekend as Canelo Alvarez and, man, Bud Crawford, man. This fight here is going to be probably one of the biggest talked about fights, most hype fight that we've had in quite some time. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a good time. Got some people coming through, and we're going to just talk some boxing. So let everyone know about the pre-fight show going down this Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. It will be exclusively on YouTube and Facebook. Once again, on YouTube and Facebook. Just put in the platform Sports Talk Show on YouTube and Facebook, and we will be doing our thing and having a good time. We're gonna have some drinks, some chicken, some pizza, and later on some fight night. So check out the pre-fight show going down this Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So enough of the promo. It's time to bring in some peoples. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my dude who started the show with me about 8 years ago, almost 9. Man, it's crazy. Or maybe it is 9. Now, it's been a while, but we almost at the 10. Just know that. But he is part of the panel from the Man Cave, and he said, "Smooth, football season is back, and you know I gotta do my thing and come back and talk on some NFL and college football, because we all know that football." y'all know the rest. I'll have them say it later. Sadal, what's going on, man?
Sadal, the selector, the real estate DJ, real estate investor by day and DJ by night, and here back on the platform Sports Talk Show, man. What's up, man?
What's going on? First time on the main show in quite some time, man. So good to have you back on the main show, talking about some football and maybe some other things, man. So good to have you back, brother.
Man, I got to do it, man. You know, got to come back. It was a great week of football, and
I
we
agree.
talk about it.
I agree, man. So the next person that I have on the show, she is from Ladies Night, and I said that she's been gone for quite some time, but tonight she is back, and she's not alone now, y'all. Not just one. She got another one. She got Clark. She got a little Superman in the house doing his thing, but she is back. She the long awaited appearance, the return of the one, the only Jobo. What is happening?
What's up? Got my soups on. My soups
There we
for
go.
Clark.
Dun, 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 dun,
And it's not Jobo back without a beer.
Now you know.
I'm not sponsored, but Mickey's are my thing. I feel a little under the weather, but I had to have at least one for the show.
You can have it now.
Exactly. She ain't got to be like, oh, I keep seeing everyone drinking, and I can't have a drink. Oh no, it's open now.
Oof. Oh my gosh, I smelled so many alcoholic beverages for 9 months, and now I could drink them, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
so it's our first time that we've seen each other since your last show back in what, March or April, something like that. But before that, no, it was about March, wasn't it?
No, I think it was June. It's been about 3 months.
Okay, June.
I had them on June 9th.
Okay,
no,
so yeah,
June 6th.
Since June. So why don't you just let everyone know, for those who haven't seen you in such a long time, just talk about how you been and how the process was, with having baby number 2 and how life been treating you since then.
Having a second baby is a lot easier than the first baby. Let me tell you that. The labor process was so much easier. Scheduled an appointment, got called in later that day, and shoot, dilated right away. boom, 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 all done. Like I had them bought before midnight that night, and got to go home Sunday. And I was in on Friday, left on Sunday. Got to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs while we were there. Literally pushed twice while I was watching the Panthers in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and then watched the Cardinals beat the Dodgers. That was back when the Cardinals were good.
Man, it's a long time ago.
And it's been a while, guys. It's been a while since since we've talked. Like I left when the Cardinals were doing okay, and like I said, hey Jamie, happy almost anniversary to you and Frederick.
She said,
Um,
Frederick.
but yeah, and got to watch the Cardinals like beat up on the Dodgers at home. Got to watch like I said, the Panthers. They went back to back, and yeah, and ever since it's kind of just been crazy living. Like I said, pre-show, it's Clark doesn't take naps during the day, so it's a little exhausting during the day. But Mia's back at school. She started soccer. She's doing gymnastics, and yeah, just that busy mom life. But thankfully, I have a very awesome husband. Shout out B, love you. He's great. So but yeah, it's just been really busy, and we're tired over here at the Boba County household. But it's all worth it. Clark is a great addition to the family, and Mia's a great big sister.
That's awesome. So something else that happened while you were gone, the Blues introduced new uniforms or new logo, and even had like some secondary logos and everything. So when you saw that, I know you're like our a sports jersey fashionista. So your thoughts in regards to their new logo and uniforms?
I like it. The logo, it's I don't know if retro. I think of the red in there, but going even further back, but I like it, like the skinnier look to it, and we got like the actual Winter Classic type look color now. That's
Right.
like gonna be the main stand thing. So I'm excited about that. I don't think the Blues have ever really had a bad jersey though, or sweater is what they call it. Hey, Miss Dubs, I'm sorry I couldn't be there to meet you in person. But I was very jealous of that when I saw that. But no, the Blues, I feel like every single one of their sweaters have always been pretty good, vintage. Even the clown jerseys that people didn't like, I even liked those. So, but yeah, I'm excited about it. New little era in for the Blues. Especially, it's fun and exciting after what we got to see at the end of this last season.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think the only thing, which I ain't gonna say is a problem, but I think it was like their home jerseys. I think they could have been, like the blue ones. No, the blue ones. I think me and other fans were like saying they wish that I can't recall, it was like the number was kind of like not as big. So it was something that was different from
Yeah, people were saying things.
jerseys.
I can't remember what people were saying. I honestly haven't looked at them since they came out.
I'm about to pull them out real quick and show it on the screen. Here we go. Let's see. The fun of social media. Okay, yeah. So here's the let's see. Yeah, here is the blue jerseys, I believe. Pull them up right here so we can now check it out. Then I'll pull up the white one as well after we dissect the blue jersey. Let's see. And let me do this.
Okay.
So that's the home blue. And then here is, okay, yeah, this is the part I wanted to show. Let me get this pulled up right so we can see. This is going to be the blue and the white. Let's see. All right.
I like the retro look of it.
Okay, yeah, so here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so the white was fine, but it's the blue. See how like on the Parego part where it's kind of plain, where on the white jersey you had the piping and the color on the shoulder area on the white jersey.
Okay.
But on the blue, it just kind of like That's the
Reminds me
only
of the 70s and 80s blues.
Yeah, that's the only thing that me and a lot of other people were saying. Like, how come they didn't do a little bit more with, the back of the blue jersey where the name is in the shoulder area? That's the only
Yeah.
issue. Other than that, no, I mean, it's entering a new era. In regards to the logo design, but like I said before, I love how they have like these alternate like Florida Lee logos as well. I saw a picture that they had on their page on I think it was on the X whatever, and they were showing how you had the big blue note in the center of the ice. You know how they had that red line down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
If you look closely, you'll see the white Florida Lee logo down the red lines.
I'll have to look at that later.
Yeah, so like it's not like no plain, red line. You actually see the logo. I might pull it up here since I got Twitter available. I mean, with the X. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I was like, okay, I see what y'all doing, just trying to make it more flashier. Let me see here. But outside of that, man, I'm excited about the Blues season. We'll go stick with that real quick. Now that we'll have a first full year under the coach. Tell me the coach name again, real quick, Jobo.
Jim Montgomery.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery. So, are your expectations higher now because now you're gonna have a full off season and now a full season on the way with Jim Montgomery?
I'm hesitant to say that I'm like got super high expectations. Like, was last year a fluke, going down the stretch there, and then obviously the playoffs, we've seen what happened, but we also didn't have Holloway, and there were some injuries here and there, but they're a fun young team. They're younger than they've been in years past, and just that little stretch they gave us last year was exciting. I think it got the city back into, not that they ever left like loving the Blues, but it went away a little bit there, after the COVID season and or the bubble season, whatever you want to call it. But I think last year there, it got the fans re-energized again for Blues hockey. And yeah, Jim Montgomery, he kind of reminded me of Chief before Chief left, honestly. Just a little bit more of the Jim Montgomery also understands that, you need to grow in the game as a coach. That's something Chief I don't think ever really did, and I think I've mentioned that on here before. Is he's kind of the old gritty type of coach, and Jim Montgomery, he does that as well. But as you saw last year with Holloway and Kyrou, those guys were fast as hell skating up down the ice, and it was very effective. So he brings the players with the speed, that they're a little more important now. So I think that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to this year. More so than I was going into last year. I wasn't expecting to see what we saw, so I'm more excited than I was last year.
Yeah, because I think even last year, Doug Armstrong, the GM, I think this is last year as GM too, because the next year is going to be Steen,
Yep.
Alexander Steen, but he was saying don't have high hopes on us being, a playoff team. But then they see the expectations and dang near could have won the first round of the playoffs.
Should have won the first round.
And they were like right there and could have had it. But
Yeah.
going back, I do have the photo. Check this out. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that's different. What is that that's on there?
That's their secondary
okay.
logo, the Florida Lee.
Okay, yeah. It looks like a bee. from here, it looks like a bee.
But yeah, so I like that. It's gonna just pop, you know what I'm saying, like it is right now. But just seeing it doing it at the game should be cool. So, dog, have you been to a Blues game?
I've been to like the first half of a Blues Blackhawks game, and it was with a kids group. And by the first quarter, the kids were like tired, and we had to leave. And it was a good game.
A Blackhawks game? They were tired?
They were little kids. They were like 5, 6, 7 years old. I'm kind of chaperoning. The crowd was live and everything. And I couldn't really
especially
get
Blackhawk
into it
game.
because I'm watching the kids.
Yeah. But before we move on, sticking with Blues hockey, we saw this on X the other day. I don't know if you follow that Gateway Grinders page, but they asked who is your from the year 2000 to 2025, who was on your Blues Mount Rushmore. Me and Burden and a couple people are going back and forth. So Smooth, do you have a Blues Mount Rushmore from the year 2000 until now?
So that's 4 people.
Mhm.
So obviously you have to have Bennington, because without him, it ain't going down. Man, 2000, that's a long time. Jesus Christ. Dare I say Pronger. Chris Pronger. See, you put me on the spot. I wasn't prepared for this, and I got to think a little bit. Bennington, Pronger. I'm trying to think center. There's so many choices. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think top of the head right now because I don't want to delay this incredible show going on right now. But off the top of my head right now, some other people coming up my head now. I'm thinking about Keika Chuck, thinking about like the Pablo Demetrius. But then I think recently the Ryan O'Reillys, but I don't think he was there long enough for me to really say.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gretzky was before 2000.
Yeah.
And even then, that was just a moment. Who else can I think of right now? Oh, see, that's a defenseman too. I would think about Al McInnes, but I think he was 2000, wasn't he?
I think he was right there, like the very end of 2000.
Okay.
I'll give you mine. This is
Go
mine.
ahead.
Benner, and we all know I'm not the biggest Benner fan, but
Yeah,
the dude was a rookie and got us to the promised land. So Benner, Pronger, Petro, and Kachuk.
So I was gonna say Petro, but it's like I have goaltender and defenseman already, so I don't need 3 defensemen and only have 1 offensive guy. So I'm trying to think of an offensive guy. But
Like
you just said
Tarasenko would be good, and Steen would be good. There's so many good options.
it
But
is.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and stick with Kachuk.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just sucks that he didn't get the opportunity to win a ring during his time with St. Louis, because he was everything. And then I have to have a center. I'm trying to think of another center outside of O'Reilly. Just to add on there. But yeah,
It's a lot of options.
it is. I'll come up with my last one before the end of the show.
Okay.
Speaking of that, let's go and get right into our first topic. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Joe Bo, you go first.
It's I don't know. I was asking Brendan before the show, like I can't think of anything. The playoffs are starting soon in a couple weeks for baseball. Obviously, you guys know that gets me excited. The thing that gets me nervous is, are the Astros going to be in the playoffs or not going to be in the playoffs? Because they're in first place by a game, but since about the time I left, they haven't been that great. They kind of just been treading water and getting lucky with the Mariners losing games and the Rangers losing games. But now the Rangers are starting to win some games. Mariners are about 500, and they're probably going to sweep the Cardinals tonight. So,
Right.
yeah, just curious about the playoffs and who's all going to make it in there. And then, not sure if you guys talked about this when I was out, but just the possible expansion and new format of the playoffs and whatnot. There's a lot of interesting ideas out there of how that could work out in the future, but is that gonna happen next year? Or 2 years from now, because there's a lot of talk about a longer than a year strike or whatever you want to call it in baseball. So yeah, some good and some bad with Major League Baseball lately. So anxious times if you're a fan.
Yeah, we did talk about the expansion, and it was one of Annie's favorite topics. No, I was playing because she can't stand baseball.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Pirates are gonna win the pennant. What are you talking about?
That's her only positive thing about baseball is talking about her Pirates.
Paul Ski's gonna win the Cy Young this year.
She feels baseball is so boring. But yeah, so
sometimes I think football's a little boring, but sorry, it's all.
But no, we talked about the expansion, like the possibility of having two new teams, like something like Nashville and maybe like Oregon or something like that.
Portland, I think I saw.
Yeah, or Charlotte, something like that. So we talked about the realignment and how it'll be like it'll be 4 teams in each division, which I think will be I think it would be good for the game. Just to have more of that rivalry, that regional rivalry going on more.
Whenever you have time next, John Boy put up probably about a 15-minute video of him breaking down everything, like the cities that would be added into it, the divisions. It's 4 divisions, so 8 teams or whatever in each division. The schedule of how many times you would play everyone. Because, for an example, this is a very good example. We talked about this before I went out. The Cardinals did not play the Chicago Cubs until June. They played them one other time since then, and then they're going to end the year with them. That's all we've seen of the Cardinals and the Cubs. The Yankees and the Red Sox, they played each other. It wasn't until recently, I think July or even August, and it was back-to-back weekends. And then I think they play each other again this coming weekend, or just very soon. But those are the games that matter, and those are the games that people want to see. It's Cardinals, Cubs, Rangers, Astros, Mariners, and the big rivalries, and you don't even see those anymore. So, and if you do, you have to wait until halfway through the year. So, but I'm not the biggest fan of Jim from John Boy Media, but the video, he did a really good job of breaking everything down. So, if you have time, check it out, because it is pretty interesting. And his playoff format's really confusing but interesting. Something about like first half winners, second half winners, and he breaks it down. It's interesting. So give that a look if you ever have time.
I like John Boy Media, especially their fight breakdowns. Of they get an argument with the umpire. Hey, why did you do that?
Yeah, that stuff's funny. I love Jake from there, and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on names. Trevor Plouffe, and who's the guy that was on MLB Network? Why am I blanking? Intentional Talk with Kevin Millar.
Oh,
football Chris guy Rose.
Now. Chris Rose.
Yeah,
Chris Rose.
I'm blanking. But yeah, they do like fun trivia stuff on their page, with like baseball reference and all kinds of stuff. It's a fun little channel.
Now baseball is my baseball. I do love baseball. It was my first love, but over the years, football has overtaken that. But I still love baseball. I just don't like my hometown team right now. And I want to preface that by saying the management of my hometown team.
Well, I'm trying to wait for Cardinals talk until we get to the Cardinals section.
Okay, we'll wait.
All right. So what has your attention at all?
Man, there has been we'll get into this, but there's been a lot of emerging QBs, both in the college ranks and the pros. But one has my attention, and that's Bo Perbula or Mizzou. He comes in because the slated starter gets hurt, and he steps in, and he just comes out like gangbusters. I mean, balling. I like this kid, man. His mobility, his decision making, his playmaking ability, and every just all around good play, man. And you can tell by the look at his eyes that he's got that fire to compete. And haven't seen that a lot at Mizzou. You know, has some good quarterbacks, but he haven't seen quite that spark. Yeah, I think he has that spark that we need. So yeah, be on the lookout for him. We'll talk more about him later when we get into college football, though.
Yeah. So definitely got to talk about that when we get to college football. For me, sticking with Mizzou, but on the basketball side, it was just announced the other day that Mizzou has acquired another 5-star recruit for the 2026 class. This man, Tony, I think it's Tony Mitchell. He's like 6'8", athletic. Once again, 5-star guy. That's the key. And I just saw on social media that Mizzou is the only team in the country at this time that has two top 15 recruits in the country. You couldn't say that years ago. Mizzou,
Wow,
all because of what Dennis Gates has done. That's one thing he can do is he can recruit some guys, and he makes them believers that he can that they can change the program around, be better players, and be better men. So this is the second recruit that they've gotten, 5-star, top 15 recruit over the last 3 months, and doing an amazing job. So let's see. Miss Dub says good programs attract good recruits. Exactly. So once again, shouts out because that's huge for Mizzou and for Dennis Gates to continue to bring in amazing talent to to the program. Where I said this a while back, but it's going to be a time that Mizzou is going to finally get over that hump, and they're going to shock the world. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, and maybe we're getting closer and closer to seeing that finally happen. The wifey says, "Yep, excited to see what they do." So, like this year, babe, get ready because we may be going to some more Mizzou games and watch some basketball this winter because I want to see this team show up in this year and the following years. But definitely want to see what Dennis Gates is going to have them boys doing over in Como. So exciting times for the University of Mizzou.
You and me both, Smooth. I want to catch some games on both sports, football and basketball.
Yeah, most definitely. And then, as you already have seen in the past, Mizzou, Faroe Field, they're getting a huge upgrade. They're adding a whole new section on I believe, like the north side of the stadium, north or south. I can't recall which one it is, but you're gonna have an additional like 10 to 20,000 more people to fill up that spot. Because right now it's like maybe 60,000 people you can get in Faroe Field. Imagine seeing 75 to 80,000 people. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give even more of an SEC feel. You know what I'm saying? So state-of-the-art additions that they're adding. The program is bringing in from Eli Drinkwitz to Dennis Gates. Keep on bringing in these 5-star athletes, people that years ago before NIL and the transfer portal probably wouldn't even have known Mizzou's name. But now you're seeing so much parity because teams like Mizzou can actually stand up to other teams and say, "Oh, we got you. Come on to Mizzou." Like all you hear about is state-of-the-art equipment, atmosphere, and everything at Mizzou. And that's what's going to attract 17, 18-year-old kids, and even some who've already been in college and wanted to experience something different. They're going to want to check out Mizzou. So they're building something very special at the University of Missouri, and hopefully we can all see the end result be amazing by seeing a national championship on both sides, football and basketball, very soon. So shouts out to Mizzou. So let's get right into football talk, man. It's on, Sadal. It's on. NFL Week 1 takeaways, man. Let me go and pull up my screen here so we can go down with share my screen here. Talk about this for these slate of football games that just happened.
Yeah.
You go here and take this away. Sorry, buddy. Appreciate you, but not now. Here we go. All right. So week 1 is done. Start our first game of the year. We had the Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles was hosting the team. Eagles won by it was 24-20. One of the biggest takeaways from the game was CeeDee Lamb not making plays, not catching the ball, and costing possibly a victory for the Cowboys. But your thoughts?
Another big storyline in that game was the person that wasn't there.
Right.
Michael Parsons. Like a week before, a couple days before the game, he gets traded to the Green Bay Packers. And my goodness, all the backlash, it was just proof that Jerry Jones has lost it. He has
Can I say that I love seeing Cowboys fans on social media upset? Just as much as I like seeing like Yankees fans upset.
The whole world loves seeing that.
Like when that happened, that was glorious. And then I can't remember who it was, like hours before that, was talking on a sports show saying like, he's not going anywhere, blah blah blah. Boom, traded like hours later.
There was a podcast there. I forget what it was. It's a famous podcast, but it's like 4 or 5 people on it. One is a big Cowboys fan, and he had a Michael Parsons jersey on. And the other was a Green Bay Packers fan. And so they're sitting there. This is live. So
he had a Michael Parsons jersey on.
He's sitting there talking, and all of a sudden he goes, "Woohoo! Yeah, we just got Michael Parsons." And then they cut to the Cowboy fan. He's just like, "Wait, what? What?" And he's sitting there with the Michael Parsons jersey on, Cowboy jersey on, and he's like, he calls for his wife, like he trying to confirm. And as the minutes go by, you can see his face and demeanor change. And the other guy, he's just celebrating. It was fantastic.
Did he take it off and burn it?
No, he didn't. But he's just like, you could tell he was heartbroken.
That's crazy. So Friday's game. So I was at the Chris Brown concert with the wifey. Great concert. Amazing. Dude is just on a whole nother level. But during that time, I had my phone out doing certain time, not more so doing his set, but before the concert and doing the openers, saw the Chargers and the Chiefs. And I don't think anyone who did the predictions, whether it's the Man Cave, the main show, or Ladies Night, had the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl and winning. And game 1 showed a whole lot. Even though we know, let me go and put this out there, we know it's only week 1, but it's not looking good right now if you're the Chiefs. Like Xavier Worthy, he's out for God knows how long. Your other top receiver, he's suspended. The defense looks terrible. They're saying the OC don't know what he's talking about. So it's just not looking good if you are a Chiefs fan right now. And then guess who they play coming up next?
Ooh-wee.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh-wee. But you know what? Think about this. I was one of the people last couple weeks ago who picked the Chargers to go to the playoffs. I picked them as one of my wild card teams. I said, hey, look out for this team because Jim Harbaugh just has a knack for getting those players, whoever he's coaching, getting those players ready to play. And guess what? They were ready to play. And he's got Justin Herbert looking like the quarterback that he is. I remember Rio asked me, he said, hey, do you think that Justin Herbert is overrated? Yeah. I said, I don't think he's overrated. I think if anything, I think he's underrated. And sure enough, last week he showed. Right,
he just
down
never
the-
really had like the talent and the right coach to help him exceed. He's always
Absolutely.
been a good quarterback. It's just the team around him and his support system hasn't always been the greatest.
Yeah, they just couldn't quite put it together. But it looks like with Harbaugh at the helm, they're putting it together.
Yeah, coaching definitely matters. Tampa Bay and the Falcons. The Falcons had that game at the end, and they were that close from winning that game. Michael Penix Jr., I definitely believe in that dude. He's going to be amazing for the Falcons. That's why I chose him to win the NFC South. Even though they lost that game, but the future is definitely bright in my eyes for the Falcons. I think they'll be just all right. I mean, they'll be just fine. But I do like Michael Penix Jr. and what he's going to bring to the Falcons in their future.
I like Michael Penix Jr. I just hope for the young man that he stays healthy.
Yeah.
I think 3 of the 4 years he was in college, he was hurt. In a couple of those years, he was hurt for the season. So if he can stay healthy, he's got it. He's got it. He definitely got it. And man, what is it with these field goal kickers, man?
Oh, right.
So I had a question about that because I was in and out watching games, but I think I heard one of the announcers say that like they changed the balls this year for that, because I feel like every time I looked at a game, someone was missing a field goal.
Yeah, I don't blame the ball.
I know, but like I heard someone say that, and like I said, there was
I heard it too.
Not just 1 or 2 missed field goals. I feel like there was 1 in every game.
Yeah, that may have something to do with it. Now, I'm not gonna discredit that, but still, man, it's just reminiscent of a couple years ago when all those other kickers was missing field goals and dinking and doinking it off the pole and everything. But yeah, came down to field goals. It was a great week. It was a great week of opening week of football because of these different plays. But
up next, Bengals and Browns, and the Browns could have won that game, but there was a key miss at in the fourth. Yeah, 2 key misses that because Bunny was like, "Oh, you think Flacco's done?" I'm like, "No, it wasn't even his fault."
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Marshall Faulk said this, and he was with the Rams. Or no, I'm sorry, when he was doing commentary for NFL Network, he always said this, and I stick by this when he said it. If your hands touch the ball, you should be able to catch it.
Absolutely.
And it was a couple plays that Flacco had his receiver open and bloop right off the hand, and that cost the Browns opportunity to beat the Bengals. So,
and they still could have beat them.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the meddling kicker. I mean, first and then both. It wasn't like they were 50-yard field goals.
Right.
One was an extra point that he missed, and then the second one was like 30 yards. It was a chip shot, and he missed it to gain the lead.
Yeah, you get paid too much to be doinking all these field goals. It's just no excuse. Man, this next game I did not see happening this bad.
Man,
Colts and the Dolphins. Colts won 33-8. It looks like Tua time is over.
And then further, you know what? Let me take some time here. I've said this ever since this man has been drafted into the league. Who the hell is Daniel Jones? Well, excuse the heck out of me, because he showed you who he was last week. I don't know what it is about the Colts, and he went into preseason. He snatched the starting role from Richardson, and he took that mug and ran with it. Man, he looked like Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck out there. This is the and you know they lost their owner, Jim Irsay, rest in peace, and they honored him before the game. And did you know this is the first time in 10 years that the Colts won their week 1 game?
Really?
Yes. This is the first time in 10 years that they won. They went 9-1 in the first week 1 in the last 10 years.
That's crazy. But going back to Anthony Richardson, 2 years in the league, and now he's not even starting no more for the Colts. What does that say about his career or his time with the Colts?
He wasn't ready from the jump. He didn't have that many starts in Florida. I mean, he didn't start his for Florida until his senior year. So they were really drafting on his potential. I mean, I don't think his career is over. I don't think he's ready yet. He's got to be like Trey Lance. Probably be like Trey Lance. You know how he made a resurgence. You know, first round pick. He's out of, and he was in a similar situation where he didn't have a lot of starts in college, but now in his third year, Trey Lance showed him at least in the preseason that he could play. Same thing with Anthony Richardson. He's going to have to now, if he has enough maturity and enough fortitude, he can get to where he wants to be in the next couple of years. He's still young.
That's going to be the biggest issue is his maturity. Because remember how last year he talking about he want to play in the game or stay in the game or something like that. Like,
he got tired. He said he was tired.
Yeah.
Dude, what?
Right.
He came out the game and they asked him, like, why'd you go out the game? He was like, man, I was winded. It's the fuck. Yeah. I snapped on that one. But yeah, he's got to get a little bit more maturity under his belt.
This Dub says few college QBs are ready to go their first year in the NFL, especially if you only play a handful of games in college.
Exactly.
Jacksonville defeated the Panthers 26-10. It was the debut of the Heisman Award winner from the University of Colorado, Travis Hunter. He didn't do a whole lot in regards to a lot of numbers, but he did play offense and defense. But I think as the season go on, he'll continue to grow and gel with Trevor Lawrence, sunshine, and and do his thing. So I'm not concerned about his role. I think he would have had maybe more yards, but I think the quarterback got rushed. It's like the O-line issue. So like he couldn't really. No, I'm sorry. It was an interception that happened by the Carolina Panthers defenseman that stopped Travis Hunter from having maybe a touchdown. But like I said, he's gonna do his thing. He's gonna find his rhythm and get plays for him offensively. And I hope that coaches don't get into the social media. Oh, don't play him on defense. The dude is different. Let him be great offensively and on defense. Let him shine. Don't say, because he played 30 snaps on offense that he may not do it on defense. Let him prove you wrong.
Conventional wisdom won't work with a non-conventional player.
There we go. Las Vegas Raiders versus New England. That was the debut of Pete Carroll, head coach for the Raiders. They won their game. Did you have any takeaways from that game?
Not really. It's kind of what we expected there, with New England and everything. Drake May had a chance to get back in the game. He just couldn't get over the hump, man. I think the quarterback for the Raiders did something. He had
Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno Smith did something. I forget what it was, but there was some other players that did stuff before the game and during the game that kind of overshadowed what he did. But we'll get into those games.
Yeah. Arizona beat New Orleans. Now this game here was intriguing. Pittsburgh at the Jets. Aaron Rodgers going back to New Jersey or New York and ended up winning that game. I told y'all this a while back. I said Aaron Rodgers is going to have a comeback season because he's under better coaching. And as Joe brought up earlier in regards to Jim Harbaugh and what he's doing with the Chargers, if you have the right system in place, the right coaching, you have some structure, it can change a lot of things. And that's what Aaron Rodgers has been needing, is the right structure. And he ain't gonna play no games or do all this, do all that under Mike Tomlin. It ain't going down.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it on the field. It was probably one of his best games that he's had in quite some time. He may not even have had like an amazing game with the Jets. So if he did, it was very little. But you can already sense and feel a difference with him being on the Steelers because of the structure that he's under now compared to what he was dealing with. Of course, the first year with the Jets, he was injured after game 1. But still, you can just see that he's much happier as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Now, on the flip side, Justin Fields did have a good game, and people are raving about him. Do you see, especially with having Aaron Glenn as the new head coach, formerly the defensive coordinator for the Lions the last couple of years, now he's the head coach of the Jets. What are your takeaways from the game, Sadal?
What you just said about the Steelers, you can say the same thing about the Jets. Even in a loss, you can see the identity change and the culture change right on that attitude on the field, where Aaron Glenn instilled in all of those players. He went in there and cleaned house. First of all, I don't agree with his methods, but he had Aaron Rodgers fly out from where he was in California to come to New York, only to tell him, we won't need you this year.
Joe, how would you feel if you were told as a player to fly across the country to be told your services are no longer needed?
Any other player, I would feel sorry, but Aaron Rodgers has done so many petty things in his career,
right,
that it's funny to see the tables turn on him. And so that kind of lit a fire in him, rightfully so. But I see the culture change in New York. I like it. Have a little attitude. I seen the chippiness happen, between the teams. And that last play of the game, man, where what's my man? Number 5 cornerback from
yes. You talking about for the Jets?
Yeah, no, for the Steelers.
Oh, you talking about Jalen Ramsey?
Woo. Where he made the smackdown and to end the doggone game.
Yes.
Woo!
That was Steelers football right there.
Because he was getting into it with them the whole game.
Yeah.
And I think when we talked about John Boy Media, I read his lips on one of the the instances where he was going back and forth. He's like, don't worry, I got you. And then sure enough, the last play of the game, Garrett had the pass in his hand, and it was gonna be first down. Yep. And then in an instant, it wasn't, because he got mollywopped clean here too.
It was game over.
That was a great game, man. And I have I know it's only week 1, but I like how both of these teams look.
The Commanders defeated the Giants. People already wanted Jackson Dart to start after game 1. Now, Russell Wilson, he will be starting game 2 for the Giants, but people are already saying, hey, it's a wrap. Go ahead, put in the future, put in Jackson Dart.
As the weeks go by, Russell Wilson is moving further and further away from that Hall of Fame bid.
Ooh, because he keep on playing
further and further away. And all I got to say for the Giants fan is I'm gonna pray for y'all, man. I'm gonna pray for y'all. Because it's gonna be a long season, dog.
And guess who chose the Giants to win the AFC East?
Yeah,
my wife.
Oh no.
Because she was like,
I thought she was thinking about somebody from the man cave.
No, she was like, because why not?
Well, this is why. This is why.
Denver Broncos defeated the Tennessee Titans 2010. Cam Ward deserved a better fate.
You know, Cam Ward is going to be all right. He made some rookie mistakes. He got into some situations where he was trying to do too much and got sacked. He'll be just fine. He's a dog. Don't worry.
But also, his receivers dropped some crucial passes.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that too.
Exactly. And if you ain't seen the clip, go on YouTube and just put in Cam Ward's father. After the receiver dropped the ball, they pan right over to his father. He got up off his seat, went to the aisle, and his father was pissed. I love it though. That's what we need to see, man. That's what sports is all
about. You ever seen the video where the sons pranked his father and act like they broke the TV, and he came in there and said, "What the God dang!" That's what that reminded me of.
Oh man. Up next, the San Fran 49ers defeated the Seahawks 17-13. Green Bay with Michael Parsons defeated the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. Woo. Uh-oh. You know what? This is why when my fellow comrades on the man cave was really skeptical about the Lions, I didn't push back on it because they lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator. And that is and not only that they were offensive defensive coordinators, they had a culture and a way of playing that they took away from that team. That's big. That's big. And so losing that, it might be a long season for the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And on the flip side, Green Bay, oh my Lord. They didn't even get incorporate Michael Parsons into the defense good, because he's still battling a bad back and he's still learning the defense. But when he starts to learn the defense, oh my goodness, they're gonna be scary.
And for the Lions, are we gonna now see the real Jared Goff?
Hey man, they gonna say they gonna learn today. All we heard was, did the Rams get the short end of the stick in the trade and all this? I'm like, you got to be out your mind. But now you're getting ready to see now.
Speaking of the Rams, they did defeat the Houston Texans. And Sadal, talk about this.
See, this is what I've been talking about. No respect. I don't believe that people in the league, the so-called experts, they do not give the Rams any credit or anything. It's just like, oh yeah, there's the Rams, they're pretty good, but over here we're gonna talk about this. Oh yeah, the Rams, they got a young defense, but we don't believe. They'll quickly move away. And right here, this graphic shows you exactly what it is. But all I got to say is, man, let them sleep. Matter of fact, send them a blanket and a pillow, man. Because when they wake up, they might just see the Rams hoisting that Lombardi trophy on stage and wonder, how did they get there? But no, going to this game, the Rams have shown you that even though they have a great offense, they can play the defensive game too.
Right.
And this is not just any team that they beat. This is a team that won the division and almost took the Chiefs out of the playoffs outside of a couple of bad calls from the referees. They almost beat the Chiefs. So this is not something to sneeze at. Yes, the offensive line has struggled and they had their problems on right there, but that defense, they have one of the best secondaries in the league. And we were able to find our key receivers at key times. And it shows you that they're ready. They can play in a game like that, where it was a dogfight defensive game, and find a way to win. All I got to say is Kevin Harlan is the greatest sports announcer ever, because he kept on calling landman, and he sounded like a superhero. Landman, land the tackle, and then at the end of the game, where we needed a stop, here comes Landman. Peanut punches the ball out, and then you have Braden Fisk contorting his body, take the ball away like hungry hippos, and securing the ball. It was one of the greatest defensive plays right there. And then Kevin Harlan, it's Landman for the win. I'm gonna call Landman for the rest of his time in a Rams uniform, man. Landman.
Yeah, I know, Joe. You are, or you have been, a Houston Texans supporter. Your thoughts on the game? I know we know it's game one. It's a long season. Well, I ain't gonna say long, but you know what I mean. Your thoughts on the Texans' first loss?
Sorry, you said it was a dogfight on the field. I don't know if you guys saw that video, but it was a dogfight at the stands as well, because
Joe was.
woof. My goodness, it was like JJ Watt in the stands. Blood going all over the place. But I don't know. Texans have I feel like they have all the talent in the world, but whatever it is, just like second half of last year, and then obviously game one, offense ain't clicking. So only week one. We'll see what happens. CJ Stroud, though, has been
Houston played a
hit and
great
miss.
team.
Say it again, Sadal.
Houston played a great team. There was nothing wrong with Houston. Houston got a great defense. They played a great team. And no one gives the defensive secondary any credit. We got one of the best secondaries in the league, I believe. Don't know credit, but okay. Bet. That's all I gotta say.
It's the Rams. They'll talk up the Rams. Don't you worry. It'll happen.
No, it won't. But
it's an LA team. They'll nice ear, Fred. Did you see that? Right. Nice ear. JB, right. You lucky girl.
You know it.
Yeah, he had to do that because it's hard to hear the Rams critics right now.
Right. I'm like, say it again. Say what?
Huh? Can't hear you.
Let's talk about this next game, man. Which game one could already possibly be the best game of the season already. So let me take you into the Saunders household for this game. The wife and I were in the front room on the couch. She's on one end of the couch. I'm on the other end. Both our feet laid out. We just relaxing, watching football, enjoying this game. And Baltimore Derrick Henry was just going crazy.
Sure.
I mean, every time he touched the ball, it was like he had a 50-yard touchdown. That's how dominant he was doing. Then, if you stopped him or try to stop him, who else is right there? Lamar Jackson. It's like, so I'm saying throughout the whole game, how do you stop this?
Looking like Madden. Look like a Madden game.
Exactly. I mean, they were just dominating. So it's the fourth quarter. Baltimore was still up, looking good, and the
people left.
Yeah. So
right. Game's over.
So the wife and I, not on purpose, but y'all seeing the couch. That mug is so comfortable, and we both not at all. I don't know what happened, how it happened, but we both woke up about the same time, and all you saw was Buffalo Bills fans going crazy. Josh Allen getting interviewed. Energy was electric. We like, what the heck happened? And Buffalo came back and won that game.
I could fill in the blanks while you were sleeping, because I have a feeling that you could fill in the blanks on another game that I fell asleep on.
Right.
So what happened was they were going down the field fourth quarter. And so their deal was, hey, give it to Henry. He's going to put this game away.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? Henry fumbled the ball. When he fumbled, you can just sense that the momentum switched right there. And even though they were down by a couple of possessions, I said, Buffalo's going to win this game. Buffalo's going to win. Sure enough, they get the ball back and they immediately trug down the field and go and score. Immediately. They get the Ravens get the ball back, 3 and out. Boom. They out of there. And then they give the ball right back into Josh Allen's hands. And he put on a clinic going all the way down the field and all the way to a game-winning kick by none other than Prather, 41 years old. A couple of days before that, he was sitting on somebody's couch. He was working at his hometown high school, just hoping that he'd get a call from somebody. And then he gets a call from Buffalo. He flies out to Buffalo. He doesn't even know anybody's name. He's, they thinking he's washed up, but, he's better than the guy that we had. We need somebody in here. And then here he is in his biggest moment, and he's clutch. He's clutch.
So real quick, wifey, I know you're watching right now. The Tamara Humphreys, just like the reel that I posted of you showing her love. So shouts out to Tamara Humphreys. If y'all didn't see the reel that I posted yesterday, where on Ladies Night, my wife, she was showing love. She's a high school wrestler who is like wrestling not just girls, but she's wrestling boys. So go to the Instagram or on YouTube or on Facebook or the X. Go to the Platform Sports Talk Show and look at the reel from yesterday from Ladies Night, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But Tamara Humphreys just showed us love on Instagram, so hopefully we can get her on this show and have her story told. But yes, that was crazy, that game. Something else that was crazy about this game that has to be talked about, because you're seeing more and more and more of this, which is very concerning, is this right here.
And they go to celebrate, and over by the fence, fan hits him up on the head and then hits Lamar Jackson. And after that fan, it wasn't celebrating at all, hit him, Jackson pushes the fan back. Obviously, both in the wrong there, but you can't be pushing the players if you're a fan there as well. It wasn't as though Hopkins was doing anything, that he was extending himself into the crowd.
And I think Lamar saw the first one and then took one himself. And I'm not excusing. I know there's no way you're allowed to go after fans in the stand almost no matter what happens, but sometimes that gets a little ridiculous too.
So for those watching, that was a clip of a fan from Buffalo pushing DeAndre Hopkins and then pushing Lamar Jackson, and then Lamar Jackson shoved him back. And Lamar Jackson is a good one, because I would have been so petty that I would have asked one of my offensive linemen to pick up that fan and throw him on the field and just jump on him, because these fans are just getting out of hand, no matter what sport it is. But you have these fans who feel like they're privileged because you're sitting close up, that you don't realize that you're still dealing with human beings. Yes, they're athletes, they get paid, but they're still human beings. And you got the nerve to want to shove someone by pushing them in the head, and then do it again when another player comes up and you want to push them. I'm glad that Lamar Jackson pushed that kid back. I would have done more. For real. I would have picked him up and threw him down to the ground, because like I said, as an athlete, you get tired of getting picked on because of your profession.
Yeah, you see it here, and you don't see it quite often in football, but you see it a lot in basketball.
Right.
Because they're just right there on the court. And these folks, man, this dog on social media has gotten is putting a lot of fake bravery in their hearts.
Right.
They really don't realize that, hey man, this is real life. You know what I mean? And sometimes, hey man, I know Lamar Jackson had to, say the safe thing, it's like, hey, I shouldn't have done that and this and that and the third. But no, I don't. He don't have to apologize to me. I understand.
No, I'll be like, well, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence ride together, we die together.
Bad boy
like Joe, your thoughts on what we just showed?
Honestly, I'm gonna say that's the first time seeing that clip. I did see the the idiot that pushed them with a freaking neck brace on, like reading something off his phone or paper or whatever, apologizing. I was just like, oh my. But yeah, it's
man.
Yeah, just idiots. Like what? These dudes are huge, by the way, that you're pushing.
Right.
Like why would you even attempt, like, and not saying that Lamar Jackson and DeAndre are roided up, but I can guarantee you there's some roided up dudes that are playing football, obviously. You imagine doing that and someone just roids out on you and, like, does hurt you? Like, what an idiot.
Back in the day, if you run on the field, man, they will pop you like you on the opposing team.
Yeah. I don't know, just a lot of people do a lot of things to get some sort of attention on social media these days, and it's just crazy. And yeah, like, you imagine if one of them got hurt because some idiot, just wanted to put his hands on an opposing team.
And that fan, just so you know, has been banned for life pretty much of going to any sporting or going to any football game or sporting event. So
he's gonna miss the opening of the Bills' new stadium. Too bad.
Dumbass. And then lastly, we have Monday Night Football, Vikings, Bears, another game, which the first half, it was the Bears. But then in the fourth quarter, Vikings had 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And I was like, wow. I
saw a meme. I saw a meme that was talking about the Bears. They said the Bears and North Carolina football are the champions of opening drives.
And I've been saying on the previous shows that I was very high on Caleb Williams being under Ben Johnson. And someone else said it on social media, like you could tell maybe the first half, the first few plays were scripted just to kind of get Caleb Williams together. But then, you know how they say, how the whole Mike Tyson reference, you want
everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Exactly. And once you got punched in the mouth, it was like there was no rhythm. Caleb Williams was back to being antsy again in the pocket, missing reads, and Ben Johnson has a lot of work to do with Caleb Williams, a lot of work. But on the other end, I was impressed with JJ McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
He showed a whole lot. He showed why he was a national champion for Michigan. And I was high on him last year, but then he got injured. And that's when Sam Darnold had like the best year of his career. But Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Vikings, I see what they're doing, man. I may have underrated or underestimated the Vikings because they showed me a lot in that fourth quarter. And you just saw the confidence continue to build for JJ McCarthy and that crew. So, I may have underestimated the Vikings.
This is a This is a good example of mental fortitude. My bad. Mental fortitude. And you've seen this when you talk about the college careers of Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy. That's what it comes down to. In college, and when it came down to crunch time, Caleb Williams, he folded all the time. Against in the biggest games, against the biggest teams, he folds. Now, against the cupcake teams, he looks like a Heisman Trophy candidate. But then when it came down to crunch time, he always folded. Flip side, JJ McCarthy, he's the type of person that would meditate before games. He would sit there cross-legged under one of the goalposts and meditate and visualize. And he would step up. He stepped up in the national championship game, driving their team all the way to the championship. That's what he has in him. And so you saw that a microcosm right here, week 1 of the NFL season. When times were good, Caleb Williams going down the field, scoring, confidence. Meanwhile, JJ McCarthy, he throws a pick 6, gets sacked, can't get the rhythm going. But fourth quarter, that's when you seen who the real QB was. Caleb Williams had adversity. He couldn't manage it. He's running wild. He's throwing all kinds of passes out the way. Meanwhile, JJ McCarthy, he faced this adversity and overcame it and took the team to victory. I knew that about both players when they got drafted, and it just proved myself right seeing them in that game.
All right, so now,
and I want to go back before we go. What did you all think of that spitting incident with
Jalen
Carter and the Eagles? He spits on Dak Prescott before the game even starts.
Yeah, my mom said that he should have had more games taken away than just game 1. Other people feel the same way, that maybe he should have maybe 2 or 3 games suspension, but he only going to serve 1 because he technically did not play week 1.
Yeah, time served deal. I think he got off a little easy there. I think
how are you a grown man spitting on another grown man after you're celebrating a championship?
That part.
It's just petty, childish. Like,
doesn't make any sense. That is what I would consider a female dog move.
Yeah, it is.
Like, what if you lost that game?
Right.
Well, they almost did, because they changed their whole game plan. If he was in there, it would have been a different story. And here's the thing. We talked about how the pedigree of the 2 quarterbacks in college. Same deal with Jalen Carter. There was character issues with him coming out because he was involved in that car accident deal in Georgia.
Yeah.
And then there was some other things that happened off the field that slid him right out of, he was going to be the first overall pick that year, and it slid him right down to 6 because of those issues. And here he is. And then after the incident, he's laughing about it. Like, what are you laughing for, dude?
Right.
That's not getting paid.
Matter.
Yeah. So it's very unfortunate. I do want to highlight, before I talk about next week, that leading into the very first slate of games, I had to highlight this, that we have for the first time ever 16 black starting QBs that started in week 1. First time ever. And Joe, since you are one of us, you know what I'm saying, you are invited to the cookout. How to feel seeing our fellow brothers, you know what I'm saying, in the field. That's half of the league right there.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so it's a whole lot right there of how the game has changed.
A lot of them, as Jamie said, I think my last ladies' night, is I got a type. And some of them are kind of pretty boys, so that's just my type. So, but no, it's cool. It's cool for sure.
But yeah, so I just want to highlight that. So shouts out
Hey,
to
Smooth, I don't think the black quarterback has the mental capacity to do the quarterback games in this league, right? They're more athletic, right? They don't have they can't lead teams to
only good for one thing. Only
win.
good for one thing.
Yeah, they're only good for one thing. All they can do is run, right? They can't win Heisman trophies. They can't win national championships. They can't win Super Bowls, let alone Super Bowl MVP. What? No, they can't do that. Huh.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest though. I know all of them except for was that the Saints? Who's the Saints quarterback?
Spencer Rattler.
Right.
Radler. Okay.
He played for South Carolina Gamecocks.
Okay.
There you go. So once again, congratulations to the brothers and brothers. Joe's watching, just so y'all know. All right, so let's go back to week 2 games. We'll highlight a few games of tomorrow night. You have the Commanders at Green Bay. That should be an amazing game. That should be an amazing game. I'm looking forward to that. For those who don't watch the predictions, check it out. But Commanders, let's see what they're about at Green Bay. I look forward to it. Should be a good game. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's like you said, man. It's gonna be Michael Parsons in his first or second full week as a Packer, and then you have the young kid out of Washington. See what he can do at QB. See if he can lead the team. Oh, his name just slipped my mind just like that quick. Oh my goodness.
What, Jane Daniels?
Yes, Jaden Daniels. I'm so sorry. Jaden Daniels, man. Yeah, he's the truth. So we're gonna see if he's the truth.
Yep. And then on the flip side, Jordan Love, you know what I'm saying? What is his 3rd year now with Green Bay?
Oh yeah, he's turning out to be that guy for Green Bay. Like, you had Brett Favre, you had Aaron Rodgers, now it's Jordan Love now. Is it his time?
So do you think that now we know it's any given Sunday, you gotta kind of put whatever happened the previous Sunday to bed and move on to the next week. But do you see a regression for the Ravens as they face the Browns on Sunday?
Oh, heck no, man. This is the Browns. They are going to destroy them. Matter of fact, it doesn't help that the Ravens lost the way they did lose. Now they're really gonna take their heads off.
Another game that I'm looking forward to seeing is Chicago at Detroit. Ben Johnson facing his old team. I wonder if the Bears are going to learn from their mistakes against the Vikings and prove to Detroit, okay, this is what y'all missing. Or will it be the other way around where Detroit is like, well, we kind of stuck it up against the Packers, and now our old OC is in the building at our home opener, and we're going to show out. So it should be a very intriguing matchup, Bears at Detroit.
Yeah, man. I can't call it, man. Flip the coin, because both teams, they had high hopes coming into this season, and they lose the way they lost. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in that one. And whoever loses this game, they really in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Seattle at Pittsburgh. That should be interesting. Once again, Philadelphia at the Chiefs. That's going to be probably the game of the week right there.
Super Bowl 59 replay. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
Mahomes better hold on to his helmet, because he gonna need that mug.
Sunday Night Football, you have Falcons at the Vikings. Then Monday Night Football, you have 2 games. Buccaneers, so Joe's husband, at the Texans, and then you have the Chargers at the Raiders. So 2 games on Monday night. So that is our NFL football talk. So now we're gonna go ahead and move right on to college football, because what happened in college, Sadal?
Because football, college football in particular, is played better in college.
So I'm gonna start off with, of course, Mizzou and Kansas, and it was the first time that those two teams have faced each other in quite some time.
About
And it was
10 or 11 years.
It was a big game, went down in Como. Mizzou started off slow. So I would tell you, because I text him while he was asleep. But I was like, oh, okay, it ain't looking too good for Mizzou, because Bo Pabula.
Hey, can I set this up real quick, because it's going to be cool.
Yeah,
go
ahead.
So this is what was going on at the Sadal household. So I had just came off of a gig where I woke up at 5 a.m. that Saturday morning, and I'm tired. I mean, my gig ends at 10 because I did the trap run, and it's a 5K run here in St. Louis. And I did that about 10 o'clock. I ran some errands. I got me some Chick-fil-A, ate the Chick-fil-A, and then 2 o'clock rolls around. Okay, Elmo, get ready for the game. It's Mizzou and Kansas. I hate Kansas. I hope they lose. And the announcers say, hey, this is so-and-so and so-and-so, and we got Mizzou and Kansas, and lights out. I am asleep. I wake up and I look at the TV, and your final score, Mizzou. I'm like, huh? And I look at my phone. I get text from Smoooth. The first text says, it ain't looking good. The second text said, hey, they found a way to win. What do you think? I'm like, I don't know what to think. I'm asleep.
Man,
so you can fill in the gaps. What happened in this game?
All right. So yeah, once again, first quarter started out rough. KU scored a touchdown, I believe, and but that happened off of Bo Pabula. Had he's a great quarterback, as Sadal said, a quarterback that we definitely have needed. No bad shouts out to Brady Cook, but Bo Pabula he just better. That's what it is. What it is. But anyway, he was scrambling. A guy from KU came from behind it. Pause. He poked the ball out. And I'm sorry. And of course lost the ball, and that kind of changed the momentum in the first half, where KU started going crazy. Jalen, not Jaden, but Jalen Daniels, the quarterback from KU, that dude is something serious. But anyway, Mizzou was like down 21-3 or 7, something like that. And so I'm like, oh, Sadal, this ain't looking good at all. But then here comes the second half, and Mizzou and their weapons. This is probably the most fully loaded offensive team that Mizzou has had in quite some time. They have 2 running backs that both in the game against KU had over 100 yards. One running back had 140 some yards. Other running back had 100 some yards. Bo Pabula had 280 something passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Dude is automatic. Then you have wide receivers come up in the clutch on 4th down plays, making plays. My only concern about Mizzou is right now their secondary. If they don't fix that up, especially when they play South Carolina in 2 weeks, where that game we might have ESPN College Game Day come to that game. And that'll be the first time that they have came to Mizzou in over 10, 15 years, since that Oklahoma versus Mizzou game years back during the Sam Bradford era. So Mizzou has the chance to do something special, but you have to get the secondary together. But yes, Mizzou did win that game in convincing fashion. Once again, they have plenty of great weapons on that team, and it's really looking up for Mizzou. So I'm definitely excited. Joe, do you follow a lot of college football?
So we were staining our deck and stuff that day, but keep up with it with Brendan, and I'm kind of annoyed at Kerry Davis and Jamie Rivers because, like, if, for example, Jamie Rivers and Alex Ferrari are going to be excited if the Blues beat Columbus or the Seattle Kraken because they should beat those teams. But they don't think it's cool that we beat KU, and like you guys said, we haven't played them in 10 years, and they don't even think it's a big win. Like, I don't know, that just kind of annoyed me. A win's a win, and they came back to do it. That was my biggest takeaway from that week because our local sports station didn't even think it was a good win, pretty much. I don't know if you listen to 101 still or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and because they played it actually on TMA, then I saw it again on social media, and I mean, I see both ends where Jamie was saying, and not the wifey, love you, but Jamie Rivers was pretty much saying, why y'all getting so hyped up over what is pretty much could be a mediocre team, or not like upper echelon like it was Alabama or LSU, in the SEC. So I do get what he was saying, is that he's not trying to discredit KU, but it's like, let's not act like Mizzou just won the Super Bowl or a national championship where it was the best game of the year. Let's have a better expectation that we should beat KU, not wow, we beat KU. So it's definitely a fine line. Like I said, from an overall view, I'm not mad at it in regards to what he said. Because like I said, Mizzou is now getting to a point because of the parity in college football. Like I said earlier, with NIL and the transfer portal, you're able to get more talent. So now, if you look over the last two seasons, Mizzou was like 25-5. Like, that's one of the best records in all of college football since 2023. So you have to respect Mizzou. We're not like no shade, but like Lindenwood, just getting to the Division One. We're in the freaking what's supposed to be the best conference all of football. So there needs to be an expectation that we should beat a KU team.
But a dub's a dub, and if we would have lost that game, they would have been livid.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like you should be just as excited for beating a mediocre, bad, whatever team as you would be pissed off if they lost that game.
And I get what he was saying and all that, but at the same time, these are your rivals. This is a rival team. Anytime you beat your rival team, it's big. Even when you talk about the Iron Bowl, when Alabama beats Auburn, they're not gonna say, "Oh, we should just win that game because it's Auburn. Auburn's not that good." No, it's bragging rights. We beat y'all. You the rivals, so you should be happy.
And for those who don't know, there is a respectable, somewhat hatred with Mizzou and KU basketball, especially. You know what I'm saying? And this is further proof of the hatred that Mizzou has. Every game they have at Mizzou, a fan gets an opportunity to kick a field goal to win money. This is what happened at this past game. If you couldn't tell, the fan pulled up his shirt and it had FKU. And the fans at Mizzou went crazy, except for him kicking a field goal. He turned his body. He turned to the KU sideline and kicked the ball towards KU and then pulled the shirt up again. And the crowd went crazy.
Oh, wow. So he had a chance to win some money. And he chose to do that.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the hatred is real, man.
The hatred is
I'm not
real.
even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna hold you. Man, I hate KU, but I want that money though. I want that money. I can hate KU and get that money too, you know.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, yeah, the hatred is real. But let's go ahead. Did you have any takeaways outside of the Mizzou games at all with college football from week 2?
Outside of Mizzou?
Yeah.
Oh man, a couple of and it has a lot of great play, a lot of great games. But first, Florida State coming back and beating Alabama. Man, Florida State is back. I was surprised because the Florida State, they only won 2 games last year. They were terrible. And to come in at home and I forget his name, Costanz. Oh, I forget the quarterback's name for Florida State. He balled out, man.
I'll pull it up real quick.
Yeah, pull it up, man. And on the flip side, man, Alabama, what has happened to that program? Ever since Nick Saban left, they can't get it together, man. But hey, big ups to Florida State. Sticking to Florida teams.
By the way, it's Thomas Castellanos.
Castellanos, yes. Sorry about that. Sticking to Florida teams, you had Florida, University of Florida, playing University of South Florida. Was it South Florida?
Yes.
Now, with these games, they call them cupcake games. The cupcake teams, because see, they're supposed to be easy games that you go in, you pay a lesser known, a lesser team some money. They come in there, play the game, you thrash them, and you move on. So in this particular case, University of Florida paid University of South Florida $500,000 to lose the game by 2 at home in Florida. Oh my goodness. So you just paid for your L. You paid $500K for your L. I thought that was hilarious. Then moving on to into the Midwest, we got Iowa State, and our hometown St. Louis Battlehawks head coach Anthony Beck's son, Rocco Beck. He is balling out, man. And he had 2 big wins out there in Iowa State. He's a quarterback to watch, man. I like the way he plays. And then, of course, University of Miami, one of my old favorites. They've been up, they've been down, but it looks like they've come back up, man. And it's the resurgence of Carson Beck. Carson Beck getting in there, getting another opportunity where I think he was at Georgia, really didn't pan out, goes to Miami and wins big against a team that went to the national championship last year, and one of their rivals, Notre Dame. And getting that big win, man, that was some of the few of my big takeaways. But overall, I think between college and pros, this is the greatest week 1 I've ever seen. And I would be remiss to talking about one of the biggest moments of college football. That's off the field. They honored Lee Corso.
Right.
Lee Corso's last game at College Game Day was this past, well, no, not this weekend, but the last weekend.
Right.
And they honored the man at Ohio State. Ohio State, the famous Ohio State band that came out, and they usually spell out Ohio, O-H-I-O, and they have the trombone player dot the I. Well, this time it spelled out Lee in honor of him. And of course, his first and last pick for the headgear was Ohio State, and I thought that was a beautiful moment. I like the way they did it to send off a legend in college football, and in my opinion, he made college football the appeal of college football what it is today with his headgear picks and his enthusiasm about the game. And so salute to Lee Corso, man. And I'm glad they're giving him his flowers before, so while he can smell them. So
yeah, definitely agree. So that is our week 2 takeaways, and this is the week 3 AP top 25. You want to go ahead and do what we used to do back in the old days at all? Just you and I alternate real quick?
now you see, I ain't got my glasses on, but I'll try, man.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I got it. I got you. So right now,
let's do it. Let's do it. I think I can see it. The logo, so I can see it.
All right, here we go. Matter of fact, I'll even blow it up a little bit bigger. There we go.
Okay.
All right, top 25. You have at the 25th spot, MIZZOU.
At number 24, you got the University of Auburn.
23, Michigan Wolverines.
At 22, you got Indiana.
21, Texas Tech.
At 20, you got the University of Houston, H-Town.
Nope, you're wrong. That's Utah Utes.
Oh, doggone it. I told you I am a good, but I got the rest of them, I think.
All right, number 19, which I think this is going to continue to get lower and lower, Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh,
Roll
my
Tide.
They are 18. And then we just talk about this team at number 18.
Yeah.
We got the Bulls of South Florida.
Number 17, Ole Miss.
Number 16, you got Texas A&M.
15, Tennessee Volunteers.
At number 14, another team I was talking about, led by Rocco Beck, Iowa State.
13, Oklahoma Sooners. That team looking kind of scary. And Mizzou got them later on in the year as well.
Ooh, yeah. Not so scary looking. You got Clemson, number 12.
They came from a tiger to a cat. Meow. Number 11, we have South Carolina.
Yeah, and then the numbers at number 10, right? 10, we got Florida State. They are emerging.
Number 9, we have Illini. I know Michelle Smallman going crazy right now for Illini, Joe.
Yep. At number 8, you got Notre Dame.
Number 7, Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, and we're still kind of wondering about Manning over there. Is he the one? I don't know, but I know
Well,
as number
we gotta find out when he faces better competition, because last week's game was like a wash. He had like 5 touchdowns in the first quarter against that team they played this past Saturday. So we gotta see how he does against better competition.
Yeah, like the teams coming up. At number 6, we have the University of Georgia.
Number 5, the U, Miami.
Number 4, we got Stanton's favorite team, Oregon.
Don't know why, because they ain't gonna win. Number 3, LSU.
And number 2, we have Penn State.
And number 1, we have Ohio State. So that is our college football. Now, got to get into the baseball talk. And we have in addition, we got the big sister.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing, big sis?
How you doing? You big sister?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got school tomorrow? Yeah, so you gotta go to bed. Okay. All right. I'll be up there soon, okay? You say bye?
Bye.
Love you.
You're her getting bigger and bigger. These kids of ours, something else, ain't it?
It's crazy. I know I picked her up yesterday. They had picture day. And she wore a dress, and I was just like, you look like a teenager right now. She's gonna be 5 soon. Just mind blowing.
Yeah. Baby girl just turned 10, acting like she's 21. So I'm like, Lord.
She just turned 10. I was just holding her. Like, That's crazy, man.
Yep, definitely is. All right. So our last segment of the evening. Hope y'all been enjoying your Wednesday night sports light, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth. We have on the top right of the screen,
We have Sadal.
and on the left,
Jobo.
the return of Joe Bo. Return up. Now let me stop. All right, y'all. Go ahead, scan the QR code. For those watching, top right of the screen, connect with Smoooth Productions. Anything, everything under the Smoooth Productions umbrella. For those listening on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot, go ahead, go to our social media pages on the platform Sports Talk Show on the X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, the whole nine. Also go to smoothproductions.com, smooth with 3 O's, and you're good to go. Now, baseball. So originally on the video and in our chat, I had, can this Cardinal team creep up to the wild card spot? But since then, as Joe brought up earlier, the Cardinals may get swept by the Mariners by the end of this night, which further pushes this team further back in the wild card. So I had to go ahead and switch it up last minute. So they don't even know. But I had to go ahead and change it up to now say, what have you learned from the St. Louis Cardinals runway, in quotes, runway season? So, Joe, you've been gone for a minute, and I am dying to get to know your feelings about this St. Louis Cardinals team and their runway season.
I think they said it on 101 last week, and I 100% agree. I think it was BK that said it, and I don't agree with much that he says. But he said that I feel like we don't know as much. Like going into next year, and we feel like we know less about this team than we did going into this year, if that makes any sense. Like going into this year, thought we were gonna see some runway from from Newt Bar and Walker and Scott, Wynn, not like all of them. And now I don't know what the goal is for next year. I don't know if guys like Walker are going to be here next year. I would not be surprised if everyone but Wynn gets traded this offseason. Because Wynn's your starting point. Like that's it. And now he's gonna get surgery on his knee during the offseason. He'll be good to go by next year, they say, but you can't trust anything they say. But that's it. That is the only thing I'm somewhat confident about, is that Mason Wynn's your starting shortstop next year. Other than that, I have zero clue. Trade Willie, trade Sonny, trade Donnie if you have to, trade Newt Bar if you have to. Not that I hate those guys, but like I heard them say, by time we're possibly competing again, Sonny and Willie are going to be gone. Donnie and Newt Bar are going to be, it's time to pay them. So what's the point? Like I do believe that, yeah, we're further behind than what we thought going into this year, if that's even possible.
Sadal, I know you had some thoughts about the Cardinals and your lack of interest. So you up.
It's coming up on 5 years since I've been to a Cardinal game. This is sad, man. I've been a Cardinal fan since the 1990 season. I used to be able to name all of the starting lineup for the Cardinals of that era. I still can. And I don't know, maybe it was because I was a kid. Maybe it was because they were actually, despite their record, they were a decent team. Or it could be the fact that, I was spoiled all those years with Tony La Russa and all those Hall of Fame and future Hall of Fame players on that squad. But I can barely name 5 players on this Cardinals team on my one hand. And the rest of them is just, I don't know. It's just sad. And what really crescendoed this whole thing is when I saw the picture of Busch Stadium 3 half empty in the first inning. And they said that was the lowest. That was the first time that they had attendance lower than 20,000 people. I worked at Busch Stadium from 2 and 3. So Busch Stadium 2 and 3 from 2002 to 2009. I've been to 2 World Series. I've been to an All-Star game. I've met Hall of Fame players. And just a great atmosphere. I think it was, if I'm looking back, it's probably the best job I've ever had in my life working at Busch Stadium. To now, it is just literally sad. And the saddest thing about it is that our ownership, our leadership does not give a damn about winning. The Cardinal way is dead. The Cardinal way is dead. It is a thing of the past. There is no Cardinal way. If anything, if there was a way, their way is let's make enough money as much as possible to where we can break even at the end of the year. Damn the winning. Damn the championships. So this is sad. I'm just fed up, man. I don't know what to say.
And you said it's been 5 years since your last game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't been.
So, yeah, it's.
When was the last? Remember that time that we went, me, you, and Stanton?
Yeah.
Was that about 5 years?
Something like that.
That was the last time I've been.
Yeah.
That was my last time.
And Joe, I was prepared to possibly debate something that I thought you were going to say about a few players. I am totally surprised at what you said, that you won't be surprised or be mad if they traded all the players except for one, Mason Wynn. I thought you're going to have a fight with, not a fight, physical fight, but, be saying, oh, keep this person, keep that person. So now I'm like, I ain't mad because go ahead.
It's because like I said though, like you got Sony and Wilson only have like 2 to 3 years left on their contract. Right now, I don't see this team competing until 28, 29, possibly 30. So why keep guys like Donnie and Nootbaar if by time it's time for you to start competing and legitimately competing, you're going to have to give them a big payday. They attempted to do some sort of extension with Donnie during the offseason, whether that was real or not. There was something evolving that. That never happened. Donnie is your best player. That's just a fact when he's healthy. But you could get a lot for him. You could have gotten a lot for Gorman years ago, or you could have gotten a lot for Eric Fetty and Ryan Helsley during the offseason when I said you need to trade those guys going into a retooling year. But guess what? You just got a couple prospects, which some of them might be good. You just never know with prospects. But we knew this year Ryan Helsley wasn't as good as last. You should have traded him during the offseason because you knew going into this year you weren't going to win anything and you were going to trade him. Like that was always going to happen.
And he ain't doing nothing with the Mets.
And Mets fans hate him. Mets fans never want to see him pitch in a game again. Like he's been awful with them, as if that's their only problem the Mets have. But I don't know. It's just I don't know what your rotation is going to be next year. There's Sonny Gray and Liberatore. Andre Palante should not be a starter on this team. I'm sorry.
No,
it was a fun experience. They've gave him plenty of runway. And Brennan said this on X, and there's just like brain dead people out there that just don't understand anything. But Brennan said that Palante would be a good depth pitcher for a playoff team. That doesn't mean he's a 1, 2, 3 guy. That means he's a 5, 6, 7 guy. because teams get a lot of have injuries to their pitchers, this and that. If he's someone that you're not counting on, like the Cardinals are, then that'd be a good piece for the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Astros or someone like that. But for a team that's actually like trying to learn and try to win ball games, he's not it. He can't do it. He doesn't get into the fifth inning. He walks too many guys. I think Libby's just he got tired. He's never pitched this much in his life. Cause he still has spurts of good performances, but I think he just needs to, build up his arm strength, rest up during the off season, gain some muscle, and he'll be fine. But Miles is gone next year. And other than that, who do you have? You got McGreevy. He's kind of been hit or miss. You got Graceffo. And what's the lefty's name? I'm blanking right now.
JoJo.
Well, I mean, they could trade him too, whatever. I'm talking about lefty
Liberatore?
starter. No, lefty starter in the minors.
Oh, Quinn Matthews.
Yeah, Quinn Matthews. Like that was possibly going to be someone that was going to come up this year, but he hasn't, done nearly as good as he did last year. Looking forward to JJ Weatherholt. That's what we get to look forward to. But I'm scared for him to come up next year right away. Like if he comes up right away, then it's the same thing going to happen like what happened to Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker, you had the WBC go on, so he got an extended look in the spring training, and then he came up north with us because he had a good spring training. If that happens with JJ, I don't want him to come up right away because I don't want it to screw with him. I don't want them to screw with him. But I just have to believe that Heim's gonna be able to trade guys. And but the thing that sucks, and it's the same thing that I say about Mo now, is Mo can only do so much. If Mo wants to go out there and sign someone, he has a boss to answer to. So if the DeWitts don't want them to sign anyone or trade someone, then guess what? He can't do it. So I just I don't know. Heim did trade Mookie Betts though with the Red Sox, so maybe he'll actually be able to do something. Who knows?
Yeah, and just to add on to the Jordan Walker thing, y'all know how I was, especially you, Joe, and I had so much high hopes in regards to Jordan Walker being a integral part to the team. And I said this before the season. I said this Cardinal team will do amazing things if Jordan Walker is batting the top 4 of the lineup. And he only batting the top 4 of the lineup maybe one time all year because he just totally lost. Year 1, did the Cardinals mess up by rushing him? Yes, they did. But year 2 and this year, Brent Brown said it. Ali Marmol said it 2 weeks ago. Jordan Walker has to now put in the work. And he is not dedicating himself enough to put in the proper work to be a professional ball player. Once again, I'll say it again. First year, we messed his head up by rushing him. And that slowed up his development. But year 2 and this year, you've had the window. You've had the opportunities, and you didn't take it and say, you know what, I'm here now. This is me. And now you're stuck. Now you're barely playing games now. Mm-hmm. And this is a runaway season. And you have Nathan Church and other guys now taking your spot because you don't look confident at the plate. So totally regressed. So at first I was like, yes, he is a centerpiece. He is the future. And now, like you just said, I won't be mad if he gets traded, which leads to this. Heim Bloom. You cannot keep the same guys on this team. You just cannot keep the same guys. You can't keep this same vibe going for the next year or next couple years, especially you taking over. To the new bars, the Gormans, etc. Just certain guys, okay, they've been on a team for a while and they just have not gotten over that hump. I think we all know by now, Nolan Gorman, yes, he has power, but he is just too streaky. He has too many times where he'll hit maybe 3 or 4 home runs in a 2-week span, but then he'll go 0 for 50 the next you know what I'm saying, span. You can't have that. We can't be a winning team and you're not being more productive. You're not being more consistent. You got to show something. You know, it just too many bad pieces that we have, or pieces that are just not consistent enough. Sadal said earlier that he can only count maybe on one hand the players that we have.
Well, you're not gonna be able to count on any hands next year, Sadal, because they're gonna be. I remember going into like the Blues year 2 years ago. I was like, these numbers, like that should be Petro and that should be Fabry and that, you know what I'm saying? And like going into next year, it's if they're doing things right, it should be a lot of people that you shouldn't know. I'm sorry, and it sucks that the Cardinals just don't man up and just say we're tearing it down, we're starting over, we're rebuilding.
We used to have household names, not just known in St. Louis, but known across baseball. Players that were in conversations of the Hall of Fame, breaking records. And if they wasn't breaking records and Hall of Fame players, they were key role players that we had. They were consistent, both pitching, defense, and the defense was always top notch. Always had the most Gold Gloves in the league. And now what is it now?
So people aren't going to like this when I say this because they have their opinions. But even through all this season, through all the injuries or, you know, what management has done or has not done, you have to give Ali Marmol some credit.
Oh, 100%. I think the majority of the fan base would agree with that this year. Yeah. I think he's earned love and trust from the fan base. It's because some people are starting to realize it's not. There's only so much a manager could do.
He wasn't the problem. That's the thing. He never was the problem. Now, did he have bad moments? Yeah.
Yeah, every manager does.
Exactly, but he has never been the problem. He's been the scapegoat because he's the face. You know, he's the coach. He's the manager. But he has never been a problem. Mm-hmm. If the management was more modernized and wasn't so behind, then he could be in a position where he can have a team that can be as good as the team, you know, that Pujols and Yachty and Wainwright was on when he went to the playoffs and everything. You know what I'm saying? If you give him the right pieces, but right now, because of management, because of how the organization has been ran, we're so behind in how things are being ran. Like we don't have state of the art this. We don't have enough coaches to show Jordan Walker how to play in the outfield or develop as a hitter. You know, now Hein Bloom is starting to bring in different pieces. He just released like the batting instructor from the minor leagues like 2 weeks ago. Like he's doing small things like that to start bringing in more people who can actually help these players grow. So when they go from the minor leagues and get to the big leagues, they know what the F to do. Right now, you're seeing too many players who've been hyped up. Oh man, he's gonna tear it up. And then it gets to the big leagues and you look lost.
You know, I was just sitting here. You know, I'm a football guy, but I see some parallels between our baseball team and another famous football team, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys had a great coach in Jimmy Johnson, brother, and they pushed him out for differences of opinion. Mike Schilt was a great coach that we had. Now, granted, he didn't win the World Series or anything, but he was on his way. Very popular coach, and he got pushed out because of differences. Cardinals, baseball heaven, Cardinal way. Cowboys are America's team. Cardinals are known to win a whole bunch of championships, but in the past 14 years haven't won nothing. Cowboys won a whole bunch of championships in the past, haven't won nothing.
Over 20 years.
and the same and management, because of people that think they know what they're doing, has ruined the team to the point where people want them gone in both franchises. There's so many similarities between the two, man.
And
Yeah.
I just got two more things on the Cardinals. Is one, it's so crazy because like I haven't just been like super up to date in all sports in a little bit, but I remember I was like last week or 2 weeks ago, I told Brett, I was like, when's the last thing you heard about Nolan Arenado? Like, I know he's rehabbing right now with Brendan Donovan, but like, there was just, they wouldn't even say anything about Nato. Like, nothing at all. And I was like, is this dude just done? Is this their way of like, gonna somehow release him? Which honestly, that's the first step this offseason is trying to figure out what the hell to do with that because the team's not
Gotta
going
let him
anywhere.
go. Gotta
Yeah, like,
let him go.
you're not gonna get anything for him. You're just gonna have to release him. Like, that's just all it is. Like, it sucks. The plan didn't work. He's just not good anymore. Okay, so that's like just weird, the whole Nato thing. But also, that's the first step this offseason. Or maybe this is the first step. The first step is they need to learn how to talk to the fan base. That if they years ago said, hey, and I think of Theo Epstein when he said this, or you can even think of what Army said recently. Hey, it's gonna take a little bit, you know, don't expect to see us in the playoffs. If they're just honest with us, I think fans would be acceptable to a rebuild. I think fans would be acceptable to a rebuild in general if they just went out and said, hey, this is what we're doing. But they always try to nitpick and, you know, here and there, oh, we might be good enough, you know, with the extended playoffs and yada, yada, yada. Even now, that was something that we might have talked about today, is the Cardinals still might have a chance to make the playoffs, which is even more frustrating that the last 2 years, we're going to end with 80-plus wins. And if the front office did anything to try to improve the team in the offseason, maybe we do make the playoffs the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's they need to be better with their communication with the fan base. Like, the fan base has just lost all respect for the franchise, in the worst way possible. And obviously, like, yeah, you're seeing there were 17,000 fans in the stands.
It goes
Like,
back to my analogy.
Yeah, I get it was just the A's, but still, the Oakland A's, you don't see them in, or not Oakland, sorry, the Sacramento A's, you don't see them in St. Louis all the time. They got some good, young, fun talent, but 17,000 people.
Yeah, it's just like Jerry Jones saying that they going all in a couple of seasons ago. Now they trade away their best player. It's like those mixed messages that, you know, you get the fans' hopes up, but you know they're not going to do anything. You just want to say enough just so you can get the people to come into the games and to get their money, knowing that you have no intentions to win. You know what this is about. So I agree with you, Joe.
Yeah. So that is that's our thoughts on the Cardinals, man. It is not looking good, and it just shows how when you start to get behind the times, things start catching up on you, and that's what's going on now. Is that everything had just caught up, and what's sad is that we've been seeing it for years.
It was
We've been seeing it.
It was happening in slow motion for us.
Right. We have been seeing it damn near since we started the Platform Sports Talk Show. We've been seeing it brewing and brewing and brewing. Now, what saved us was that year when we had Pujols and Molina, you know, come back. That saved us because we actually had a reminder of what happens when you actually have people that can bring butts to seats.
It was the best and worst thing that could have happened for this franchise.
Right.
It really is, because other than that, like, yeah, we made the playoffs in 2019, but we didn't win a single game in the championship series. So if you go back, 2015 is when we won 100 plus games, or 100 games 10 years ago. missed 16, 17, 18, made it in 19, made it in the COVID year, and then what? Did we make it to 21? No, I don't think we made it 21. Then we made it 22, and then nothing since. Like, we've missed the playoffs more in the last 10 years than we've made the playoffs.
Right.
And
Right.
then the whole message the whole time was, well, we're happy with you getting in the playoffs. No,
That's the problem.
standard is
That's
to win
also yes.
the World Series.
Thank you for saying that.
Playoffs.
Thank you for saying that. That has been one of my biggest issues too, is that the organization, and Mozeliak has said this on so many radio shows or whatever, just about getting in. If you can just get in, that never used to be the mentality back then. It was all about, we want to prepare this team to get deep into the playoffs, the World Series.
We want to win number 11. We want to win number 12.
Right. Even Ali Marmol, when he signed, like going to his first preseason, spring training meeting or whatever, he was like, the goal is get to a World Series. And then after that got put out there, what did John Mozeliak do? Oh, well, he actually just truly mean that he just want to get to the the man wants to actually go to the World Series or bust, World Series or fail, not let's just get in. And ever since we had that mentality, that's why this team has not been aggressive. And now you got the Reds playing better than us. The Reds. You know what I'm saying? The Cubs, they faded bad in the second half. That's the whole story right there. Like Pete Crow Armstrong, what the heck? He like Pete Crow armless right now. Like,
yo, let me tell you, okay.
What the heck happened? While the Brewers are playing like gangbusters.
But the problem with them is that they always play good in the regular season, but then here come October and they fade away. So I can't trust them yet until they advance past the first round in the playoffs. But go ahead, Joe.
No, PCA, okay. I thank him for his services for the first half of the year because he's on my fantasy team, and that really helped me out. But everyone was like, oh, who's going to win the MVP? Is it going to be Shohei Ohtani or Pete Crow Armstrong? Shut up. Are you? No. Shohei's going to hit 50, and he's pitching this year. He's not going to swipe 50 bags like he did last year, but no. PCA is not going to win the MVP. That's not happening. Like,
not even close.
And they were just talking about it after like a good month. Shut up. My God. That's the he's different. He's really fast. Don't get me wrong. Really fast. He's a good ball player. But he strikes out a lot. He overslides bags. He can't make catches all the time in the outfield. Mm-hmm. And you're going to sit here and compare the guy, his rookie year, his first full year, to Shohei Ohtani. I'm done. I can't deal with that.
Educate me. Who is Pete Crow Armstrong?
He is
for the Cubs.
Yeah, center fielder for the Cubs. He was drafted by the Mets and traded over to the Cubs in the Javier Baez trade a couple years ago. Don't get me wrong, he's different. He's got the swag. Sometimes he puts blue in his hair and this and that, but just people just hype up guys right away, like they do with the Cardinals. And now guess what? He hasn't been that great. He's been on my bench more times than in my starting lineup in fantasy.
Yeah. And going back to Shohei as we end this show, this is crazy that you got a guy that can probably hit 60 home runs a season and be the ace of your squad in pitching. That's just unheard of.
Only reason why he's going to be the ace is because Dodgers pitchers get hurt every other week. So
right, but still, I mean,
yeah, I know what he's saying. Yeah,
even if every player was fully healthy, he will still be the ace of that squad.
You know what's this was bad about this whole thing? You got a player like Shohei Ohtani, but yet the league doesn't really showcase him as much as they should. We talk about poorly ran organizations. Rob Manfred, I have not been happy with him at all during his time as commissioner of baseball.
Who you telling?
Man, this dude sucks. He's changed up the game. He, traditions go out the window from the whole uniform gate last year that they're still trying to clean up. It's just been a mess with him, dude. I mean, this league should be talked about a little bit more. They're now to the point where now they're losing big TV deals and streaming deals that basketball and football have been picking up. Baseball lost their deal with ESPN. You know, so we talk about the Cardinals. Shoot, the commissioner of baseball needs needs to get out of there as well.
Sadly, I think he's signed to like 29.
Yeah, so he ain't going nowhere. And as I brought up on the previous show, Netflix will start next year. Will be broadcasting the home run derby. Who was that? NBC/Peacock will start having more games now because Apple TV will be gone. So NBC/Peacock will be having more baseball games. Like you brought up, ESPN will be gone, but you're gonna have other networks. I think matter of fact, who bought out MLB Network?
MLB Network?
Yeah, someone. Oh man, I had this. You know what? I think I took it away, but I think someone.
ESPN bought NFL Network. I know that happened. I didn't know anybody bought MLB Network.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Who purchased? Let's find out real quick.
I will say ESPN and SportsCenter never really showed much baseball anyways. Like since the old days, they used to have web gems and stuff, fall asleep to.
Yeah,
so here it is.
The game.
So here it is. Speaking of ESPN may be taking over the distribution of MLB Network starting next year. So like now how it is right now, where certain games, depending on where you are, is blacked out. Starting next year, you can start seeing every game no matter where you at by using ESPN.
Huh. Now that'll be a plus.
Yeah. So ESPN is definitely still in play. They just won't be having, like I believe they won't be having like ESPN, something like baseball no more. But they'll still have be able to people go to the app and start to watch every out of market game.
I know things have changed in TV and the way we watch games and things, but I'll go back to Jobo's point. Really, the reason why I was such a big fan of baseball was because watching Baseball Tonight, Chris Berman on there, and watching the home run list, who hit home runs, and looking at the highlights and the web gems, and that's what really got me into the game, man. And then watching the home run derby with Chris Berman again, calling back on, and all those little things that you see really got fans into it. And this is bigger than baseball or any sport. It's just the way people watch TV now with streaming and cables going away. A lot of those institutions like Inside the NBA and Baseball Tonight and all of these different things that we grew up on and made us fans are now going away. And it's making the leagues a lot of money, but in lieu of that, you lose a lot of the fandom.
It's making it harder for fans to watch games.
Exactly.
And that's something else they mentioned on that video I was telling you about with John Boy's proposal of, because like the Yankees games throughout the week, they'll have their game on the Yes Network, and then they'll have games on Prime, and then they'll have games on Apple TV, and they'll have games on something else. And it's like, what is going on?
Remember back in the day when you could watch Cardinal games on KPLR TV 11?
Loved it.
And you had Joe Buck calling those games when Joe Buck was just getting started. I remember.
Yep.
Pepperidge Farm remembers too. So.
All right, everyone. Well, with that being said, that is our show for this evening. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Make sure y'all tune in next week, same time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Talk some more football from NFL and college. Hopefully, Sadal will be available to talk some more football with us, and we shall see. But Joe, it's been great to have you back. Welcome back to the fold. Look forward to many more things. Everyone else, spread the word about the Platform Sports Talk Show. We on Facebook, we on the X, we on Instagram. Go on YouTube, subscribe to click on that bell. Shoot us an email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. Y'all want us to come out to your event, or we can set up shop and do a show at a location. Let us know. If you can't see us, you can hear us on hot365radio.com or via the app. Every first Wednesday you have Ladies Night, and every last Wednesday of the month you have the Man Cave. And don't forget, this Saturday, live on YouTube and on Facebook on the Platform Sports Talk Show, we will have the pre-fight. Canelo and Crawford goes down Saturday, the 13th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Gonna have the fellas over. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna talk a lot of stuff and really get into this upcoming fight, Canelo versus Crawford. So stay tuned for that. It is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. On behalf of Jobo, Sadal, and your boy Smooth, y'all have a great one. And once again, happy 4-year anniversary to my SA Dub, my wifey, my everything, Jamie. Love you. We out this thing.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.